Thank you. Thanks everybody for coming along tonight. My passion and the passion of everybody in the Coral Sea Foundation is the reefs in our backyard. They are the last great tract of high biodiversity coral reef left in the world, the Great Barrier Reef and the island arcs of Melanesia. And our organisation comes up with practical solutions and particularly tries to empower individuals to make a difference in that space. I want to start with a little story. About 10 years ago, I was leading a group of bird watchers into the jungle of Papua New Guinea to see an endemic bird of paradise display in the morning. And this was a place that we had visited numerous times over about 6 or 7 years. I landed on the beach and normally the whole village would come out and meet us, but this particular year, nobody came out and I was quite concerned. I didn't know what had happened. There could have been some sort of disaster. As I got into the village, I saw a flat screen TV tied up to a tree and the whole community gathered around the TV watching a Disney cartoon. The guides were nowhere to be found. When I asked them what was going on, they said, "Oh, a logging company has bought this TV for us. How fantastic." And nobody wanted to come in and see their Indigenous bird. I started walking into the jungle with my guests, and after about 10 minutes, a young woman came out of a sidetrack and she said, "My name is Laurie. This is my matrilineal area. It belongs to my mother and grandmother and great-grandmother. I will take you in and show you the bird." When I said to her, "Laurie, what is going on with these loggers?" And she was furious. She said, "Squatters on my grandmother's land gave them permission to come in here. They've been cutting timber, they've been scaring the birds, and the runoff from the logging operation is going into the bay and it's spoiling the coral reefs." And I said, "Well, what can we do about it?" And she said, "Dr. Andy, I want to study biology so that I can inform my people about how to better look after their natural resources." Laurie was the very first woman that joined our Sea Women training program. And that organisation now is incorporated in Papua New Guinea. It has 3 offices, it has 85 members, and it has a whole suite of international awards, including the United Nations Champions of the Earth Award. Shortly after that, or last year, we were contacted by traditional owners along the Queensland coast, and they said, could we replicate the program down here in Australia? Because the Indigenous women, particularly in Australia, wanted to get involved. So that is the genesis of our Sea Women Great Barrier Reef training program, and that is really what I'm here to talk about tonight. That program empowers Indigenous women with the skills that they need to take a lead role in looking after their sea country. And you might ask, well, why is this important? It's important because, as you all probably can sense now, we are facing a global crisis of sustainability. We are not managing our planetary resources in a sustainable way. So in bringing sustainability into the conversation, it's extremely important that the experience and the millennial experience of the Indigenous traditional owners is understood. And particularly the Indigenous women have always been the voice of sustainability in their communities. So our program allows those women to have a voice. We train them with the fundamental skills that they need to take a lead role. That is scuba diving, boat driving, underwater surveys with a digital geotagging camera, and expedition planning using Google Earth and also our Reef Cloud AI software. So the women that take part in this program, they go on to not only spread this knowledge within their families and within their communities, but most importantly, they become role models for other women and other Indigenous people, and they give them that sense that, yes, they too can be involved and they can look after their sea country. So that is what we're looking for tonight. We are hoping to raise $32,750, which will allow us to run another 3-week training program for 6 women on the Great Barrier Reef later this year. And that will be for women from North Queensland, and we'll also have some of our Papua New Guinean women coming in and joining them. Because our strategic vision is to extend this training network right around the Coral Sea Arc, to build a network of female reef champions that can be this voice of sustainability and can give that essential contribution and knowledge so that all of us can start to make more implied and more knowledgeable decisions about looking after our environment, particularly about our very, very important coral reefs. Thanks very much, everybody, for listening.